Hi, folks. Bob Mannery here. You're listening to A2D Radio, real sports talk radio for the fans, by the fans, no agenda. These guys are the best in the business. Hashtag it. No notes.
What's up, everybody? We are back, kicking it stateside again. Brian, how you doing, bro?
Good, man. How are you?
Doing pretty good, man. Another crazy week in the English Premier League and in the world of soccer, I suppose. Not for a good thing this week. The racism thing came into play again.
Yeah, this time it got real.
It got real.
It got real.
But yeah, we'll kind of talk about that, some of the hot topics that just kind of are floating around in, the world of football because, again, there's just never a dull moment ever.
Nope.
So
never stops.
Never stops.
That's a great thing about this game.
Exactly. The Premier League, again, wild week. We saw, Leicester keep on winning pretty convincingly. Liverpool got a little test.
Yeah. City
got a little test.
They
snuck by. Pulisic scored again. Our Captain America. He is getting. I think he's getting better and better every week, as we see. And we saw the Everton injury to Andre Silva, kind of overshadowed. Terrible way to end the week. He breaks his ankle.
Yeah, man.
That was not good.
Yeah.
It was one of those where you're like, ooh. I want to look away, but I just can't.
Yeah, they wouldn't even show it. Like they took really long on the replay on TV, and then once they finally came with a replay, they literally cut it off as he was like lunging, and then they wouldn't allow it to even be shown.
Yeah. So we'll kind of dive into that a little bit too, and also Watford, they just still suck.
Yeah,
they just cannot get a win, no matter what.
Garbage, bro.
Even the way that game ended. You feel like they could have come out with a point. They have the goalie come up, and he gets his head on it, but it takes a great save by the Chelsea keeper to keep it a win for the boys in blue. So Watford, again, just luck is not on their side. We'll kind of dive into that too. The MLS has a final now.
Yes, we are ready to rock on this MLS
Two teams left in the MLS. We got Toronto from the East, and we have the Seattle Sounders in the West. That game will be Sunday. We'll kind of see where we feel, what we feel on that game going forward, and maybe what teams have maybe the advantage in different spots, goalkeeping, maybe midfield, who has the best attacking maybe going forward.
Yeah, I have a player that I think
and
is
maybe players
a game
to watch.
Changer. Yeah. I actually tweeted them before the show today, so hopefully they got it and maybe they're taking a watch.
Hopefully. And we'll kind of give a little prediction on what we think will happen in that game. Usual Q&A, and we have our usual poll questions up. On the A2D, we posed, since Jamie Vardy's scoring so much, I think he has like 7 in his last 4 or something like that. He's
Big
on
time.
fire.
Yeah.
So we said, Jamie Vardy will win the Golden Boot this year, which means he's going to have the most goals by the end of the season, agree or disagree. Also, since VAR was such a big thing again this weekend, the YouTube poll is, introducing VAR this year is kind of not ruining, but kind of slowing it, ruining the game. Agree or disagree?
Okay.
So kind of 2 of those questions to think about. As we get, more towards during the show, we'll kind of end that with kind of discussing those 2, and we'll see what maybe the fans think and what you think too.
Thanks.
All right, you want to get rocking on the week 11 here? Yeah,
we should get rocking on the week 11. And the week 11 is brought to you by ATS Sports Picks, ATSSportsPicks.com. Use promo code A2D to get 20% off It's a great site to go on, make your picks now that sports betting is legal.
Yeah, it's getting big, man.
Follow us, because if you see again, you'll see when we run down these weeks that we are just nailing these games. Between you and I, we're getting at least pretty much one or two exact results every week, which is, I think, pretty damn impressive.
I think we should start posting our predictions up on social media.
Yeah, we really should, because, I mean, they're
maybe, again, with this ATS Sports, you can take some of our picks and maybe go and place a bet.
Yeah, win yourself some money, because, yeah, we are, like...
We've been, this week especially, I think, was one of combined our best weeks.
Yeah. It's all documented, too.
In our little gambling corner.
All these shows are clearly recorded and done before these games take place, so whatever we say here is what we think, and it's been working out. So.
Yeah. It's always entertaining to see what will unfold. So, without any further ado, we'll start. Well, let's just run down, I guess, from the top. We could start with Bournemouth played Man United. 1-0 to the Cherries, finally getting a goal. That one goal after being shut out the previous 2 weeks. And you see Josh King get on the board finally. It's Bournemouth's actually first win since September 20th, believe it or not.
It's crazy.
And I guess for Man United, it is, they had a little momentum. They got a win the previous week against Norwich, and then they got a nice win in the Carabao Cup against Chelsea. And you're like, all right, maybe this is like, they're going to get things rolling. The boys are playing, but again, now they don't score against Bournemouth.
Yeah, they went back to their Premier League woes here.
Yeah.
Not being able to do anything against a Bournemouth team that was conceding pretty much, and, yeah, I don't know. Bournemouth's better than I think we've been giving them credit for.
They just don't score, but they've been defending.
They've been defending very well. So
because they've been doing the 0-0 draw thing.
Yeah.
Which is whatever, but I mean, you want to score.
No, you need to score. You definitely need to score.
So, again, United, I think they're going to need some serious help in this January transfer window.
Yeah, they need some offense.
Where they will go, I don't know.
Yeah, there's so many talks, and there's a few, big-time strikers that are possibly coming from.
I mean, I heard Mandzukic previously.
Mandzukic, Haaland from Red Bull Salzburg. They're saying, what's his name from Leipzig, too? Timo Werner, but now they're saying Chelsea, if the ban is lifted, could be in the running for
splash.
Him. And then you're also going to be competing with Liverpool for him. Right. So we'll see what's available.
Yeah, I think that's the only thing you can do, because right now for United, they're just now Pogba's going to be out, I think, for another 3-4 weeks, I think they said.
Yeah, they're lacking creativity. They're lacking all kinds of things. They tried to move Martial to the striker, move Rashford to the wing. That didn't work. Mm-hmm. I don't know what their big plan is, but
that depends on what, I guess, the board has in mind, what kind of money they want. I guess what makes sense.
Yeah.
Money-wise. But
and what are they going to do with Ole? Because he's still got a job. He's under contract now.
Yep.
So they can't just – they can just let him go. They're just going to have to pay him to do so.
Yeah. So, I mean, for United fans out there, I don't know.
Good luck going forward.
I guess.
Yeah. There's a few bright spots, I guess, with McTominay and
he's a good player. And
Daniel James is but
other than that, I don't know.
Yeah, they got some work to do.
But yeah, do you want to vent already about your Arsenal guys?
Yeah, why not?
So Arsenal,
let's get it out now. I need to.
They faced the dreaded Wolves, the draw kings of this year, and guess what? It was 1-1 draw.
You know what? We're the draw kings. I'm taking.
I don't know.
No. You know what?
No. Wolves are the draw kings.
Listen.
Wolves are the draw kings. They're the king with the crown.
Dude, we have 5.
Wolves has
They have 7. We have 5.
Exactly.
But we're supposed to be a top team. We know what they are. They're they're gonna stay up. They're a decent team, but we're supposed to be one of these top 4 in the runnings, and now this gap is just getting bigger.
Yes,
And
because
this
you're
is-
dropping points
This
left
is
and
what's
right.
killing me. We're still sitting 5. Oh, great, wonderful. But you're 6 points behind 3 and 4.
Right.
And that gap's only going to get bigger. Chelsea's playing good. Leicester's playing good. City's not going anywhere. Liverpool's not going anywhere.
No.
And you got teams like Sheffield, Bournemouth, and
The
Brighton coming up your ass. Like,
How about the top 8 right now? Sheffield in 6th. Brighton in fucking 8th.
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, 5's not even a good spot.
And United and Spurs are not even in the top 10.
5 gets you a first-round bye into Europa next year. Whoopity fucking do. I'm just sick of it, man. Games that should be won. You take a nice lead. Aubameyang gets his 50th goal since joining Arsenal. It should be one of those moments you celebrate. Should be able to, put another one on the board and take that game home against a team like that. And once again, Raul Jimenez gets a late goal. I think it was like 76th minute.
You knew it.
I looked
You knew it was
over at
coming.
you. I told you. I looked at like 10 minutes before that. I said, it's coming. And sure enough, it did. And here we are.
And here we are. The Draw Kings do it again.
Draw
Raul
Kings and the
Jimenez.
Draw Kings.
I was going to say, you can't take the crown away from Wolves when you have 7 draws.
Not yet.
That's a lot.
But if this keeps going on, I don't know, man.
I need to make a shirt with just a crown on top of a wolf.
On top of the little Wolves logo,
Yeah.
it said Draw Kings.
Draw Kings, man.
Whatever, it's going to keep them up. Like, for them,
Oh,
that's
for
a
sure.
good thing. Like, oh, we just drew Arsenal on the road. We got a point. Awesome.
Yeah.
But for Arsenal, that's bad. Like,
So
You
is
can't be doing
Unai Emery on the hot seat?
he should be at this point. He can't control his team. He names a captain.
I was going to say,
A
we
guy
didn't even
that's-
talk about that
A guy
last
that's
week.
been the blood, sweat, and tears of this team for the longest time.
Mhm.
He's had his ups and downs. Some Arsenal fans love him. Some Arsenal fans hate him. But you finally name him. You give him the captaincy after, Ozil hasn't been around and all that. And in one game, he's coming off the field, throwing his armband on the ground and loses it. Doesn't even make the 18 for your next game. Like, that eventually is going to fall on the coach.
It's a mess in North London.
I
right
call out
now.
all these
It's
other
awesome.
coaches. I'm calling out my own coach. I don't know what the hell you're doing. They named Aubameyang captain, which I'm great with at this
Sure.
point.
Sure.
But you can't find a way to get Pepe involved. You're $80 million guy with all the talent in the world.
Yep.
And I don't know. There's some turmoil right now. They didn't add what they needed to in the offseason. They're weak in the midfield. And I don't know. Let's move on because I'm just over it right now.
I agree. But hey, what up to my Wolves to keep getting it done. But yeah, Liverpool, 2-1 victory over Aston Villa. You saw Sane, Robertson score, Trezeguet for Villa. I mean, it wasn't a great performance from Liverpool. They kind of had to come back because Trezeguet scored early in the first half, and then second half you're thinking, well, or even late. I mean, Liverpool scores twice in the last 7 minutes of the game.
Yeah, you
to
thought
get
Villa
3.
might actually pull it off.
Yeah.
And then you thought,
You're like, well, here we go.
At least it's going to be a draw. Like, that would be a nice positive at home.
Yeah.
Once again, they did not let up a goal in the first half, so that stat is still good for another week.
Mm-hmm.
And, yeah, they just kind of fell apart at the end. That last push, nice little goal by Sane seems to find a way to do that in all competitions
Yeah.
for Liverpool.
It's kind of like we say every week about these really good teams that they just find ways to win.
Right.
And
That's
this
the
is
difference
exactly
between
a
the really
textbook.
And that's what drives me crazy with Arsenal is like teams like this. You feel like Liverpool, no matter what, even if it's the 94th
They're
minute,
gonna
has a
pull it
chance
out.
to win this game.
Yep.
Where it's the opposite with my team.
Oh, exactly. And I mean, a Villa team that's super young, I think they should feel pretty good about themselves, but I'm sure they're kicking them
Yeah, it would have been nice to at
as
least get
well
that point.
because they're right there
Yeah.
and let it slip away. But I mean, any concern Liverpool moving forward, or do you think they're just going through a little bit?
They're
Yeah.
going through that little bit of a I wouldn't even say rough patch because they're still winning.
They're winning.
They're just not winning big and winning as pretty as it was, but that happens to any team.
Yeah.
Any team can lose on any day, as we've seen this year, and it's the good ones, like you said, that find
Find a way to win it, yeah.
to at least either draw it or pull out the late winner.
Yeah, and it's not a year where, City's dominating. It's more Man City, sorry, I need to specify, but now Leicester is more like the team that week in and week out, they're probably going to at least draw.
They're going to be competitive,
They're very competitive.
You got to get points every chance you get.
So
1 or 3 every time.
Again, with a good manager like Klopp is, I don't see them really, again, they're not even playing bad like you said. It's just they're not totally dominating like they did last year.
The biggest thing for them, and it just came out, was him saying that they were basically going to forfeit the Carabao Cup game.
Yeah, I saw now they're playing 2 squads.
Yeah, so they're going to play a whole second squad, basically.
What is it, the FIFA World Cup or something? The Club World Cup or something like that?
Yeah, so they're going to play like a nobody squad in that game.
And
that's the biggest thing, is when you are a level team like this, you are constantly playing. And that's where you find the balance.
So many fixtures in different competitions. It's
of staying fit and being ready to play the next games and things like that and not getting hurt.
Yeah.
So I think they're going to keep rolling.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy to have such a deep squad like that, to even have 2 separate teams playing at pretty much at the same time.
Yeah.
Like, that's nuts. But
preseason show, you picked them to win it all.
Yeah.
And I picked City to maintain, if I'm not mistaken. So
yeah, I just see that it's funny. I just see that they're not going to really go anywhere, I don't think.
Yeah.
But
yeah, it's 6. I had 6 points. Right now it's 6 points.
Mm-hmm.
So between those 2.
And again, you see Leicester is the one that's kind of saying, "Hey, we're right here. Don't forget about us."
We're here to stay, but so's your Chelsea boys.
True. Absolutely. Let's see. How about Brighton? How about the Gulls? 2-0 over Norwich.
They did we
Trossard and Shane Duffy.
We said they should really
the Irishman.
Take advantage of a bad Norwich team at home and keep
I think we can
points.
upgrade Norwich to terrible. They're getting into that Watford trash sort of
Southampton,
category.
Norwich, and Watford are just like they're on a whole nother level of bad. All 3 of them are in single digits as far as points go, and all 3 of them are minus 15 and 17 respectively in goal differential. So it is starting to pan out, even as bad as Everton and Newcastle and some of those teams have been.
Yeah.
They're going to be safe just off the fact that these other 3 suck so bad.
Yeah, Norwich is
yeah.
They're not getting scoring anywhere. Like, where's Pookie been?
I don't know. He can't do it all on his own. And Cantwell was playing well, and I don't know what happened. And
I even picked him up on my fantasy team when they were, like,
rolling
a month and a half ago, when they kept, like, getting good results. And I'm like, all right, these guys can play. And now it's, like, completely nosedive.
Yeah, this kid Emiliano Buendia. He was doing good. He was one of the assist leaders, and he hasn't had one in weeks now. They were linked to, I was telling you earlier, they're linked to some promising young winger in the Turkish League 2, apparently, who's lighting it up right now with 7 goals.
I didn't even know the Turkish League had a second division.
Had a second division, yeah.
Hey.
But, I mean, I guess if that's what you're looking
Learn something new every day.
They're not going to spend big money in the position they're in right now in the January transfer window with the opportunity to possibly go down. So
I don't even know how long Daniel Farke lasts if they keep sucking this bad.
See, I don't know though. I don't think his job's going to be in jeopardy because what were their expectations coming into this? Usually when you're a team coming up,
stay up.
Your expectations, you're hopeful to stay up,
and
but your expectations shouldn't even necessarily be to stay up.
Well, didn't they win the championship last year?
Yes, but still, I mean,
they've got a lot of scoring for Pookie. He had 26 goals last
year. Yeah, and they were healthy and
I don't know.
I mean, they're still down like 8 players from that team last year.
So. It's just not a good team right now.
No, they didn't get the luxuries of what Villa and the Blades seem to have right now, as far as health coming in
and it's
the
tough
coherency.
Being in that position with being a newly promoted team. You're riding kind of momentum, I guess.
Yeah.
Such as Sheffield's doing, and Norwich is just the last month and a half they have been.
Yeah, they've been dreadful. Whew. So they lose to Brighton.
And Brighton's in 8th.
Brighton is in 8th, man.
Who'd have thunk?
They're getting the best out of their good young players, and I think this is going to be the trend.
Trossard is a great pickup they got.
Yeah. This is definitely going to be a trend going forward. I think some of these teams are going to see what Chelsea's doing and now Brighton's doing and start getting these young kids involved now as opposed to waiting and bringing in these high-money veterans that –
instead of maybe like loaning them out to like a championship side or something like that, play them.
Yeah,
why
play
not?
'em. Gives you your best chance to compete. So
Yeah. Hey, I mean, good for the goals. I think if you're a fan of Brighton, you'd be like, wow.
yeah,
If you told me we were going to be an 8th, I would have said you're smoking something crazy.
yeah, through what 11 weeks or whatever we're at now, it's crazy.
I still am like, is that
Yeah.
really Brighton in 8th? Like, come on, man.
Yeah,
But yeah, good for the goals. Love them.
good for them.
All right. Man City played a Southampton team again, like we said.
That was a bit of a scare.
And they actually got a score. Somebody scored besides our boy Danny Ings.
Yeah, it's amazing.
Started
James Ward-Prowse early.
And you're like, uh-oh,
Another
is this
one of
going to be
those.
another upset?
They
And
just
then,
couldn't hold on, both of them. Liverpool and Man City were able to right the ship late in both games and not only get the equalizers, but get the game winners.
Yeah, Kyle Walker, of all people.
Yeah, he's been kind
Getting
of
the game
quiet
winner.
recently. Aguero got the
He's an
equalizer. And you're not a Kyle Walker fan?
I don't know.
I'm not
really.
a Kyle Walker fan, really.
I'm not really a Man City fan
yeah,
in general.
and he was a Spur once. And
He was.
so
I remember that.
Yeah, I really have
That was like
zero
the,
love for Kyle
the
Walker.
big like up and comer of like the defensive guy. Like he starts out like in the lower like second division or something like that, and then he works his way to Spurs, kills it, and then he goes to Man City.
Yeah.
And he's still playing great.
He's
but
playing okay. He's one of the starters or options on the national team between him and Trippier. So he's not a bad player. I just have no love for him.
No, I
between
mean
his two teams.
Man City's not exactly on
What's
my
up, Tom?
not exactly on my list of favorite teams.
Yeah.
So yeah, I mean
There wasn't anything much exciting
I was
about
gonna
that
say
game.
there's not too much. I know the Man City fans are like, come on, talk more about it, but it's like
Yeah, you
it's
won a
an
game
average
you're supposed to win.
I was
yeah.
gonna say Southampton's a terrible team,
Yeah.
and again, like what I just said about Liverpool, good teams will find ways to win games,
And they did.
and they won.
Pep
So,
was very animated. Like,
Yeah.
this is the most I've seen him. Like, he was pumped up when Walker got that goal. Usually he stays pretty calm, but I think the pressure's on him
and it
now.
took against a really bad team too, which is weird.
Yeah, I think really those two bad losses this year is not characteristic of this team.
Right.
If you go back and you look at that now with those two games, if they would have won them, they'd be tied with Liverpool.
Mm-hmm.
And even if they drawn them, they'd be even a little closer. So he's got to light a fire under this team.
Yeah, he's got to do something. I mean, they're not going to get any better. I mean, they're again, like we said about Liverpool, they're not doing bad at all.
They're
by
not
any
doing
means.
bad, yeah.
But
They're just
again,
not living up to their expectations.
the dominance of those two last year was just so incredible that this year it's kind of like, Man City's dropped, a decent amount of points so far, and Liverpool barely winning this week. It's kind of like, well, let's pump the brakes. No, let's not panic. You're still winning, but you're just not doing it in that dominant fashion like you were last year.
Yeah.
This,
It's hard when you're
I mean, the
used
league
to that,
this
I guess.
year is like crazy.
Oh, it's crazy.
Like literally anyone could beat anyone on any day, for the most part. Besides Southampton and maybe this next team we will talk about, Burnley, is kind of one of those teams that's like, what's going down here?
Oh, yeah, they're starting to struggle big time.
But Sheffield,
Big ups to the Blades, man.
3-0 against Burnley.
Chopping up the competition.
Oh, my Lord.
They are on absolute fire now. Now they're getting scoring from Lundstrom big time.
Johnny Lundstrom,
They were-
huge. He
they
had
were-
like 20-some points fantasy.
They were talking about how he's really, like, out of all the players on that team, he seems to transform best into, like, a Premier League talent.
Mm.
And the only, I guess, crappy thing for them is they are a new up-and-comer. So when you get the attention on you, like a John Lundstrom,
Yeah.
is in these transfer times, teams are going to come calling. And when you need money like a team like Sheffield does, you're going to have to make that tough decision. Do you hold on to a player like that, or do you take the money when the when the big boys come looking for him.
Well, could you imagine Sheffield getting your Europa League spot and the money that they would get from that?
Yeah.
What that would do to that club?
Oh, yeah. But they could get that Europa League spot and sell him off
Yeah.
when the time comes right.
It's crazy. Again, I couldn't even imagine when I predicted. We did the preview show way back in, August. I was like, you know what? I like Sheffield. I feel like they're the team that's going to do the best out of the 3 promoteds, and they're exceeding my expectations.
Yeah, they're doing better than most of the teams in the league. So
Jumping up to 6th place.
yes, this kid John Fleck grabs a goal too.
You know what? They got a nice team. I mean, again,
They play defense.
At home. Their stadium gets crazy. I think the coach was great last year. They finished 2nd in the English Championship, and I think the whole city of Sheffield is like rallied around this team.
Dude, talk about like a guy like Dean Henderson.
Yep,
has 5 clean sheets in 11 games.
He's a great keep.
That is a big difference maker.
He's pretty young, right? Isn't he?
Yeah, he's a young kid. He's
young
22
English
years
kid.
old. So he's really making a name for himself on not only this stage, but the world stage too. So when teams see this and you come out like that, not even in the Premier League, but in other leagues, it's opening doors and it's putting eyes on other guys on this team. It's only doing good things for the rest of these guys. So
yeah,
it's crazy.
I think Mousset is kind of the big signing for them. I think he's been huge. But, I mean, you look at their lineup, and it's nobody you would probably even know at all.
Yeah, other than maybe him, and you probably know the name Billy Sharp by now.
Yeah.
Or and now Lundstrom's name. I mean, he's the one that seems to be one of the other ones carrying him, and really, and
it was like
Philip Gielka. I mean, he's been around a long time, but he's pretty
more
much
of like a leader on the bench.
Yeah, he's a late
everybody
sub
on,
and, Yeah, their defense has come out of nowhere, and again, we've talked about it week after week with them, but they have cohesion.
Yes,
they're mostly an English and Irish team, a bunch of kids that probably grew up playing together.
And McBurney, Scottish friend.
Dude, it makes a big difference sometimes.
And they're not even getting scoring from the guys they got production from last year. Like Billy Sharp, I think, has 1 goal. I don't even think McGoldrick has maybe 1.
Nothing crazy. Yeah.
And those two pretty much carried them last year in the championship. So
yeah, Billy Sharp's more of a super sub now at this point, late in the games.
So it's just kind of crazy that this team has just rallied together and has been awesome.
Well,
this year.
It's clear that there's 2 coaches up for Coach of the Year.
Oh yeah.
And it's going to be a battle if it keeps going this way between.
Brendan Rodgers and you'd have Chris Wilder.
Yeah.
If they continue to be in the top, say 8, like Christmas time, you got to give your hats off.
You're going to have to give it more to Wilder just because I think it's even more of a feat with what he has and what he's doing.
If they finish top 6 at the end of the season,
he's
it's
absolutely
like, holy
Coach of the Year. Yeah.
But yeah, so good job for the Blades.
Yes.
Let's see. How about Newcastle? Coming out of the woodwork, winning 3-2 against West Ham.
I was going to say, is the question how about Newcastle, or is it now becoming more of a question, what the hell is going on with West Ham?
They're just – I thought it was the October
the October
jinx.
woes, and the October woes have stayed because this
them.
Final score was 3-2, but this was a 3-0 game until like the 70th-some minute.
Well, they got a late one from Snodgrass that made it a little closer than the score actually was.
Yeah, they didn't even get their first one until the 73rd, made it 3-1, and then, Snodgrass grabbed that one pretty much as the game was ending to make it look competitive. But and home. Like home against a bad team, and Newcastle has not been good.
Giving up 3, that's unheard of. And for Newcastle to even score 3 is, I think, more unheard of.
Yeah. It's pretty crazy.
Kieran Clark and Fernandez.
I think Almiron got his first point. He got an assist.
Did he?
Yes.
No shit.
So I think it was on the Fernandez goal, if I'm not mistaken.
Good for him,
and,
finally.
John Joe's free kick was nasty. Just doing what John Joe does.
He'll get some fantastic goal every once in a while.
Yeah. I'm still hoping they go down so they have to sell him off and he can end up somewhere else.
Oh, man.
I'd like to see him somewhere else.
Yeah, hell of a win for Newcastle.
Yeah.
And now you just see on the other side, West Ham is just really struggling. I don't think they've won in, 4?
Yeah, they're just dropping week
After being
week
great.
now.
Like, we were like, oh, yeah, West Ham, they're having a great season. And now the last month has been just terrible for them.
Yeah, they
Absolutely
dropped down
terrible.
to 13th in the table, and they got a negative goal differential going on now. So it's not trending in the right direction.
Nah. So the Hammers fans, keep calm.
Yeah.
It'll hopefully get better.
Team that is trending in the right direction, though,
Hey-oh.
is your boys.
Let's go.
Captain America gets another
Cooley's back
goal.
on the score sheet, and Tammy gets an early one from a freaking worldy of a pass from Jorginho.
Yeah, that pass was ridiculous, man.
The one touch, no look, like curled around the defender.
And Tammy did what you have to do. You got to finish those.
Put him away, baby.
And he's been doing very well with that.
But yeah, it was. It wasn't exactly a convincing win for the Blues, but they got the job done.
I mean, you had it. You gave up that late
Yeah,
penalty in the
Delfueu
80th minute.
Finally gets one.
Playing-
Even the last moments of the game when they, Foster goes up,
Yeah.
he gets his head on the ball, and Kep has to make a crazy goes down to his left to save the. It's
Yeah.
like
Foster said that was
What?
definitely the closest he's ever come to scoring a goal in many levels over many years.
I was
after
gonna say that
game.
was a beauty though.
Him and Kepa met and gave each other a little hug after the game.
He
That was
probably
kinda
thought he
cool.
was like, yeah, oh.
Yeah.
But
one last push for Watford, but
Nah, it was. I mean, again, the good team. You pull it out somehow.
you guys are looking like a good team.
I think we're in that category.
And Watford is just, I mean, it's bad, man.
It's very bad.
So not only was the stat that everybody knows that we've discussed over and over again that they still are the only team in the Premier League without a win, they are now the only team in 5 major European soccer leagues without a win.
Not
That's
good.
bad. Man.
Not
That's
good. Yeah,
bad.
that's really bad. That's really, really bad.
Like,
I was gonna say, what would be the last time that even happened?
I don't know.
That's like so unheard of to not even have
and
one win.
to be from a Premier
11
League team,
games?
to not have that be able to get off the schneid there, it's bad.
It's like, how are you that bad though?
I don't know. And like we said, they've already changed the coach once, so I mean,
Clearly
we
not
always
that.
say a lot of times it's coaching, but I don't know if it's coaching.
I mean, where does it?
And Foster's actually
start
been
at?
playing decent. It's not him. It's not the goaltender. Their defense hasn't been good, and they can't score. So
Recipe for losing.
yeah, recipe for relegation.
Yeah, I think it's pretty safe to say they're going to be the ones probably to go down.
Oh, they're definitely going down.
But that's fine.
I could say through 11 games they're going down.
I've kind of had enough of Watford anyway. Over the last whatever years they've been up.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years now.
Them and I hate to say it, Southampton, because they're my boys. Like,
But they're not going in. Southampton's not going anywhere.
I don't know.
They're not. They're gonna find their way.
I don't
Maybe.
know.
Yeah,
I
no,
think
they're
they're
in
gonna
pretty
go-
bad shape. They are.
Again,
They're starting to show their true colors.
Again, what we just said, when you don't score and then you give up a lot of goals, you're not going to win.
January is going to be telling. What these teams do in that transfer window is really going to make the difference between who stays and who goes.
Is Southampton really, do they want to get a striker? Is it worth it?
They'll probably just sell again. I don't know what they have to sell anymore. They've sold everybody.
I would say
They're all on Liverpool.
Yeah,
winning.
Nobody's
About to win. They half of the Liverpool team came through Southampton, and now they just won Champions League, and they're on pace to win Premier League. So maybe they should hold on to some players.
I know my boy Ross Hasenhüttl will not give up.
Ralph won't, but unfortunately,
He won't.
He might not be around.
Then I won't be able to say that anymore.
Well, he might go somewhere else. It's not his fault. They
Nah.
just stink.
He'll go back to Austria.
Yeah. He'll take Jesse Marsh's
There you
job
go.
when he takes the U.S. coaching job. I got it all figured out,
We
man.
figured it out.
They just need to let me handle this. I got this.
All right.
Speaking of got this,
Yo, Leicester.
phew,
2-0 against Palace.
the Foxes,
The
bro.
Foxes are looking like the real deal.
They are.
Like-
Can I switch? Can I? I'm not gonna do it. I'm really not. But
You could wear like a Leicester shirt under your Arsenal jersey.
I would.
When they're doing bad, you could just be like, "No, I'm a Leicester fan."
I love so many players on this team.
Or that
man.
that Homer Simpson meme where it's like he's going in the bushes.
Oh yeah, just backing into the
Arsenal,
bush. Yeah.
And then when he comes out, you're Liverpool. Or I mean Leicester.
Leicester. Just trading in the red for the blue.
You're like, no, I'm a Leicester fan.
Yeah, what are you guys talking about? I've always been a Leicester fan.
So wow, yeah,
Yeah.
the Foxes. They get a nice goal from Senshi.
Senshi.
Yeah, the Turkish center back
Yes.
kind of scooped down and popped one in there.
It's Chalar is how you pronounce it. I
Chalar.
actually went to school with a kid named Chalar.
Chalar.
And he was Turkish, so that's how I knew. But yeah, man, nice goal from him. He has been a beautiful fill-in for
Harry.
the departed Harry Maguire. Everybody said, "Oh my God, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna spend this money on?" And they were like, "Don't worry about it. We got somebody." And what drives me crazy, I was telling you before the show earlier,
Yeah.
was Arsenal was in direct links to this kid
Right.
last year. And they were talking, and it was like, oh, we are 100% adding this kid. We're going after him. 22-year-old defenseman. He's got all the talent in the world. And then it goes quiet. They do nothing. They add David Luiz late. Leicester adds him once Maguire goes. And this kid's been a stud. Absolute stud. And look what they're
It's been
doing.
a revelation for them.
Yeah. And now Jamie again, too.
Jamie Vardy.
He likes to fucking party.
He likes to fucking party, man. Another shirt idea if it's not already out there.
Dude, he's getting older and better.
Yeah.
He's like a fine wine.
He really is. The dude was like bagging groceries or something
Yeah.
like 6 years ago, and all of a sudden he takes Leicester to a Premier League title, which is probably one of the most amazing feats in sports to have Leicester, mind you, a team that just got promoted probably a year before that,
Oh,
right?
dude,
Did they get promoted and win?
Yeah, they were like a 5,000 to 1 chance that year to win the league or something like that.
It's like
you could have put $1 down on them and won.
It's like a
$5 grand.
really bad NFL team winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, it would be like
those were the odds. It was insane.
it'd be like knowing what the Dolphins are right now and knowing how bad they are, and then putting money down on them to win the Super Bowl. And
They
It
just
happened.
keep. I mean, last year they had a little bit of a letdown and setback, but this year, like we just said, Brendan Rodgers,
yeah,
this guy,
another guy he's the other Coach of the Year candidate.
this guy's been fantastic.
I think last year was tough when they lost the majority owner in the accident, and basically a year and a half, 2 years removed then off winning the league, and there was a lot of pressure put
Yeah,
on the guys.
I agree.
They lost some guys by winning the league. Some guys had left, and like Riyad Mahrez had gone to Man City, and he was a big scorer for them in that championship run.
Huge.
And trying to kind of find pieces, but they did it so quick. Like
Yeah.
they put Tellman's in there. He's been
Barry
great.
Tillman's has been awesome. Harvey Barnes has been awesome.
Harvey Barnes, James Madison. I mean,
These young guys, though.
another team that's using these young players with a nice vet core of Ndidi and goaltender with Schmeichel and Vardy, and it's
And Aozi Perez, I mean, to get him too.
yeah. And that's good coaching too, because he was like a center forward striker type player, and they found a way to get him out on the wing and be able to use all that. And again, what
amazing.
drives me crazy with Arsenal is they get guys and they can't find a way to use them.
Right.
Where Brendan Rodgers is, and that's
Yeah.
the difference between what I feel as a great coach and an average coach. So,
Speaking of two average coaches, hey,
two average teams right now.
two average teams, Everton and Spurs drew 1-1.
Man, we basically could have called this one. I mean, you did. You called the draw.
I did call
you
the
gave
draw,
them an extra
yep.
goal each, which probably wasn't a bad pick.
No, not at all.
I was hoping Everton was going to steal that late goal there after Sonny's red card,
True.
but unfortunately couldn't happen.
No, yeah, I mean, the first half wasn't great. The second half was awesome. It kind of got overshadowed by the nasty injury to Andre Silva.
Gomez.
Andre Gomez, sorry. I keep saying Andre Silva.
That's because Marco Silva is.
Well, I think I get all the Portuguese mixed up.
Yeah, well, there is an Andre Silva.
Andre Silva, Andre Gomez, I'm sorry.
There's lots of Silvas and.
I think I put Andre Silva as a hashtag too.
Did you?
Yeah. But yes, Andre Gomez, I keep saying Silva. The Portuguese got me all fucked up. But yeah, Andre Gomez, nasty injury. So it's like, well, I don't know what to say. Both teams are just kind of
lackluster.
Yeah.
That is the only word, is lackluster.
And they're both pretty good goals. I mean,
yeah,
Deli with a nice one. A terrible giveaway by your boy Iwobi.
Yeah.
And it leads to the goal.
Finally get a Deli sighting.
Finally.
And
but
then the late
Sanctosin
equalizer.
Of all guys.
Yeah, with all that extra time with the injury.
There's 12 minutes, I think, extra time after the injury and everything.
So in the 7th minute of that, Tosin.
Yep, Sanctosin, the forgotten one on the bench, comes in, of all people.
Is he Turkish, too?
Yes.
A lot of Turkish making big waves this week across the leagues.
They were up on the up and coming because when they had Arda Turan, who went to Barcelona, and obviously that was stupid for him because he never really played.
Yeah.
But no, the Turkish they always have a decent team. It's just they don't have total world-class players. They have really good players.
Yeah, well, some of their best end up leaving for other countries, like Ozil and Ilkay did.
Yeah, you're born into both, German, Turk. If you're good enough, I would assume you're going to play for the German team. Both have. But, yeah, I mean, both teams are just kind of like, all right, well, where do we go?
I guess that's the only bright side for me, again, is as bad as Arsenal is, Spurs are just worse. So
yeah,
I have one thing to hang my hat on each week. I
said North London is really doing shitty right now.
It's very dreary in North London right now.
Oh, it's terrible.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that's
and good hopefully it was a successful surgery for Andre Gomez.
Yeah. Prayers to him, man.
On
that was
Twitter.
Rough.
And, best of luck in recovery. We see that a lot in the NBA, that kind of injury, where they go up and come down. A couple of the guys had that over the last. Paul George and what's his name from the Celtics?
Yeah, Gordon Hayward.
Gordon Hayward. And it's going to be a tough injury to come back from.
Mm-hmm.
And we wish Gomez the best.
That Louisville kid back maybe 5 years ago, Kevin Ware, when he went up for that shot and just.
Yeah, it's a nasty injury when you're.
Especially
Aurier looked like he was going to throw up.
Especially
Son
when
was crying.
Oh, did we say the red card Sonny got was rescinded?
Yes, it was rescinded.
They appealed it and they took it back.
I think the ref had to give him a red card at that moment, just seeing how.
I think
bad
just
the
in
was.
in the moment it was like, okay, that's pretty gruesome, and you were there.
And I think you just need to get Sonny off the field. You could see how he reacted.
Didn't Aurier get subbed off because he just couldn't continue?
You could see, Well, he was because he was the first one on as the scene of the accident.
He saw it and it was like, whoa.
Oh yeah, he was like the one that told everybody get out onto the field. Yeah, now.
Bad.
Yeah, so they rushed him right to the hospital and got it taken care of. But.
Yeah, so that's the rundown. Week 11, always good stuff.
Yeah, man.
So
Ralphie,
real quick, when you guys were talking about Watford having might not get any points, I looked up to see what team in the EPL had one of the worst seasons ever, and Derby County had from 2007 to 2008 finished his year with 11 points, and their goal difference was 69.
Minus 69.
Minus 69.
My.
Wow. So
that was the worst finish in all Premier League history.
It's going to take a lot
nice
to
stat,
to
man.
get. Thank you for that.
Yep.
It's going to take a lot for them to get that bad.
Minus 69.
Minus
That's just
69.
getting your ass beat bad. So every week.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Dude, how do you lose? What was their point total? 11?
11 points with a goal
have?
difference of minus 69.
Dude, Watford's at 5.
How many weeks are left?
You got 38 weeks. So you got 27 weeks left to get 6 points.
I don't know, man.
So that's 6 ties.
The way they're playing.
21 losses. Oh, man.
They need to get at least 2 wins the rest of the way.
Yeah, that's it.
That's it.
2 wins. And they tie that at least. So,
oh,
yeah.
man.
That's a really bad year. That's a great stat.
The goal
Thank
differential is just – that's the thing that jumps out. Minus 69.
Yeah.
You're getting killed like 9-0 every game at that point. At least +5 every game.
Yeah. Speaking of Derby, that's the team Rooney's going back to.
Yes.
Wayne Rooney's going back as a player coach to Derby.
Wayne
and
Rooney.
trying to get them turned around and back into Premier League so they could do that again.
Well, well, I don't even know how they're doing, but they're probably not doing as good because Frank Lampard's not there.
Yeah.
Mason Mount's not there.
Yeah, they did lose. They did lose.
All these Chelsea guys. It was like Chelsea too.
I'm going to look them up.
Do it.
I'm definitely going to look them up.
Yeah, that's kind of our little rundown. We did really well in our picks though this week. I got 7 points. Brian got 5.
Yes.
He still has a 2-point lead on me, so I think we're gonna start posting our scores, and we could use this ATS for all you guys again out there. ATS, use promo code A2D to get 20% off. So
Yeah,
hey,
use our picks. Win some money.
why not?
Win some money.
I think we know what we're talking about, I guess.
We seem to be. And Derby County right now is currently 15th in the table of the championship right now. It's sitting at 21 points
Okay,
through 15 games. They've played a few more down in the championship. So
right on.
And Leeds is up in 3. Come on,
Leeds is good, and West Brom's really good this year.
Swansea's making a push to get back. Forest is making a push to get up. So that should be a very interesting run at the end. Fulham's back in the mix a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So, cool.
Cool.
We'll keep an eye on that.
Always on the championship.
Yeah.
At least I will.
So.
Yeah, we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, all right.
Where are we going?
I think we should do like MLS here.
You want to touch on the finals real quick?
Yeah, I think we should
Make our picks?
get that in there.
Okay.
For all you MLSers out there, like myself and Brian, that will watch.
Yeah.
Since the Eagles have a bye,
I
need something to watch.
I think everybody should watch.
Yeah. So Toronto FC, and Seattle.
Yes, that
is
is
our final.
That is our final for anybody
Sunday,
who missed it.
Sunday at 3 p.m. on ABC.
Yes, 11:10.
Yes, I was like, wait, 11 o'clock?
No.
How many hours is West Coast?
No, the date is 11:10.
I was like,
The
wait.
time is 3 p.m., 8 p.m. for all
I
our
was like, that would be 12.
any of our English fans.
Yes.
It's 8 p.m. and all the West Coasters.
Mhm.
It is noon.
Mm-hmm.
Noon.
I guess the game sold out in like a day.
Yeah.
They're expecting 69,000 at the Seahawks Stadium.
Yeah, they are going to fill that
They're
stadium.
going to fill it
for
up.
this
They
final.
usually close off the top deck, but I guess they're opening it up, and they're expecting 69,000.
Who are they going to bring in to do the old 12th man before the game? Bring in maybe a Seahawk player or
I think that would get them up.
or
Clint Dempsey.
Clint
Yo,
Dempsey.
stop. Yo.
We'll see. We'll see.
Finish each other's sentences. I think that would be the best bet. To bring Dempsey back, you see him up there going.
Get them all fired up. Yeah.
I was going to say a Mariners player, but they suck, so they probably would lose. I would know. I'm a fan.
So, what's your thoughts? I know my thoughts. Who I think's going to win and why.
The only thing I think that's weird is that it's the American way that the final is at the team. Like, it should be at a neutral field.
I kind of wish they would go to a neutral
like
site
the
for this.
European format, but I understand. Because, again,
Well,
69,000 people in that stadium that gets loud as hell.
I mean, it would be nice to come up with a designated U.S. team stadium.
I thought they used to, but maybe I'm crazy.
They've fluctuated. They've tried to toy with the Meadowlands, and they've tried to toy. You and I said it should be in Middle America somewhere.
Yeah.
So when we are playing the Canadas and the South American teams, we do have a home field advantage, as opposed to being as close to them as like the Californias or the New Yorks.
Right. Yeah, I don't know. It's just it definitely gives an advantage to Seattle, but Toronto's also won twice on the road.
Yeah, I don't
these
think
playoffs.
this Toronto team's one bit worried, man.
I would
About going
say
on the
they
road.
kind of have the experience for sure. I mean, going through position by position, I would say Seattle has the goalie advantage.
Definitely.
Stephen Fry is by far probably the better than, I forget what the other kid's name is. He was a U.S. international, Quinberg or something like that. He's good, but Stephen Fry, he's an experienced vet. I think he's a big game player. Whatever big games that Seattle's had, they've come up huge. We saw when they played the Philly Union in the U.S. Open Cup. I want to say, 3 years ago maybe? Huge. Won that on the road. So I would definitely give that to Seattle. Defensively, I had a little nugget. Toronto only has lost one in the 14 games that Omar Gonzalez is on Toronto now. So they've only lost one of the 14 that he started Toronto.
Wow.
So if he plays, I know he's been kind of like dinged up, but if he plays, that's a hell of a stat to keep him in mind.
Absolutely.
Other than that, I mean, Seattle does have the Korean guy, that Kim. Other than that, I would say Toronto. Again, 1-1 there. Midfield-wise, I would still say Toronto with Bradley Osorio and my man Marky Delgado. Because, I mean, Seattle has, what do they have? Svensson and Christian Roldan, my favorite American.
Yeah.
I don't like Christian Roldan. He's not U.S. quality.
Jordan.
Strikers, I would go with Seattle. Because Josie Altidore is...
Out the door.
Yeah, he's like a 25% chance to play.
Yeah, but
in that game.
I got a curveball.
What's up?
A lot of people have not been paying attention, but I have. And Altidore he's basically been replaced. And he's been replaced by a kid named Alejandro
Pozuelo.
28 games.
He's naughty.
For Real Betis as a youngster. Then moved to Swansea in 13. Had a little Premier League experience. Got a few goals playing pretty nice role for Swansea. Then moved on to Malmo.
Sweden.
And then Rayo Valencio de Madrid. Then he was with Genk for 5 years. Left Genk as their captain to come to Toronto. And so far, he's played in 30 games. He started 28. He has 12 goals and 12 assists out of that striker spot for Toronto.
I think he's definitely been good this year.
Absolute game changer. Yeah, and he's a young kid still. He's like 27 years old.
That's a pretty good track record.
He's got 2 goals and an assist in these playoffs alone. So I think he, to me, is
Pozuelo,
the difference maker for Toronto.
I think it's him
in this game.
I wouldn't doubt it. I think he could. I mean, he scored the game winner against NYCFC. I guess to kind of go back and recap, because our last show, the 2 Eastern Conference, Western Conference finals happened.
Correct.
So Toronto got here. They beat Atlanta on the road 2-1.
Yeah, big win.
Crazy. And then Seattle beat LAFC, the juggernaut, that's been dominating MLS the whole season. Seattle goes to LAFC, beats them 3-1 handily.
Turns into a very disappointing season.
Yeah. Well, you saw Vela got MVP.
Yeah.
Everybody kind of knew that. And Golden Boot. So, good for him.
They should. I mean, I guess it's a regular season award.
It has to be. I mean,
they should. Yeah, because if not, I mean, they should might as well just wait another week.
I think they give playoff MVP too. I'm guessing.
You know how crazy it is, though. We talk about how fast this. Not to go off track, but how fast this playoffs has gone.
Yeah.
On yesterday's date last year,
was the first.
Red Bull was just playing Columbus Crew.
Yeah.
Like, that's how far different the times of these playoffs have been with this single leg.
Yeah, because usually the MLS Cup final is the first Sunday in December.
Yeah. Yeah, we wouldn't
it's
even
literally a month.
We wouldn't even be at Eastern Conference Finals yet. And we're playing the final already.
Yeah, and we talked about like the difference between that one leg and the 2 leg situation is like what's better. Yeah. I'm kind of on the fence a little bit. I do like the one leg because everything's on the line. And I think these playoffs, I hate to say it, have been probably the best.
They have. Especially
because of the one leg.
From American sport perspective.
Yeah. And I think just 2 leg is just the traditional European thing. So, but I love the one leg. I think the games have been insanely entertaining, especially from a viewpoint. Just watching the Seattle LAFC game was awesome.
Absolutely.
And the El Tráfico, the LAFC Galaxy game, awesome.
Yeah.
So,
Dude, the game we went
good.
to was awesome.
yeah.
I mean, the whole playoffs has been pretty awesome under this format. So I have a feeling
You
it's
think
here
they're
to
going to stick
stay.
with it?
Yeah, I think so. They might, as the league expands, they might expand to 8 teams, and you might not get that first round bye as the one.
They're going to have to kind of go – I mean, I think they're going to have to stick with the single leg because they're going to have more teams every year in the playoffs.
Yeah.
Because Nashville's coming in next year, I believe.
We got some teams coming up. St. Louis just got a team.
Yep.
Still waiting on Miami.
Miami, apparently.
Yeah, who knows what's going on with that.
I definitely know Nashville's in next year.
Yeah.
I don't know if Austin FC
Austin's
is
another year.
Another year.
Yeah.
And
They're kinda
Miami's
doing
another
one.
year because their stadium just broke ground, I think.
Yeah. So there's a lot coming for this league.
Sacramento just got approved. St. Louis, like you said.
It's a good time to jump on the bandwagon and pick a team and start following.
He wants, I think Don Garber wants like 36 teams or something like that.
Yeah.
He wants 18 in each. Which
great.
at that point, you might as well do pro relegation in one league.
Yeah.
Have one top tier, say 18 teams, and then like an MLS 2.
I would be all for that. And then keep
I think
the
that's where it's
USL
going.
too,
Because
as
why
the
would you have
developmental.
36 teams in one league?
Right.
That's a lot.
That is. Yeah.
Like the Prem is
And then
20, and I feel like that's a lot.
You don't go East Coast, West Coast anymore. You just go,
Mixed.
yeah,
Instead of
18-team
doing the
mixed league.
stupid like Liga MX shit, keep Mexico down there. I don't want to integrate that because
See,
that league
I wasn't
is
opposed to that
because
either,
that
though.
league is better than the MLS right now.
It is, but that's why I would want to blend that.
I think that should just
I would love to
they
blend
should have
that
their
talent.
own league, and the MLS should have our own league. And I like the 36. If that's where he's going, where we're going to get an MLS and then an MLS 2, I'm all for that.
Yeah, and then keep the USL
Keep
as
the
the
pro
develop-
relegation
yeah.
so the regular season actually means something.
That would be great. And then keep the
If that's
playoff structure too.
Yeah, because I think they want to go. Indy wants a team.
Yeah.
Um,
It's a good, yeah.
I wouldn't even be
The sport's
surprised,
expanding.
like-
That's a good sign.
Las Vegas, I think maybe we'll get there. They have a team. They have a USL team. I think 2 years ago they had the Las Vegas. I think they're the Lights, which is weird, which makes sense, I guess.
There's a lot of lights in
There's a
Vegas.
lot of lights. And there's a lot of stuff. But yeah, I'm all for it if that's where Don Garber is going to go with this thing. Other than that, that's a lot of teams in one league.
So you want to pick this final?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, it's tough because I love Seattle's attack with Jordi and Rudias and Ladero. That's by far better than Toronto. I feel like Pozuelo is a great player, and if Josie Altidore can't go, that's going to be tough.
Yeah, Josie himself said it's going to take a
Because you
miracle.
could play two up top, like him and Pozuelo,
Yeah.
but if it's
Yeah.
just Pozuelo,
His exact
going with
words
Seattle.
were, "It is going to take a miracle for me to play in this final."
yeah,
His hamstrings are just that bad, and he doesn't want to impede his team.
yeah, and you don't want to make it worse,
Yeah,
another hammy. And
yeah. I mean, it is a championship.
it is, but I mean, if
You don't
Like
you
you
don't want to have to
said-
get subbed out early, and then that messes your team up.
yeah, like you said, I think he's thinking if I can't give at least like 75, 80%, I'm not doing just to my team.
Right.
So I might as well.
They've
just
been
sit it
winning
out.
without him, so
Or be on the bench, and if you need like a guy to come in, maybe
Trying
75,
for a
80
header,
minutes,
yeah.
the last 15, 10 minutes. I mean,
So you're gonna put a score on it?
I really like Seattle. I think, especially at home in front of like 69,000 people, that place is going to be insane. Like, I've been to Seattle many times, and they love their Sounder soccer. Like, they love their Seahawks, but they love their Sounder soccer. And I think that home field advantage is going to be huge. So I'm going to probably go Seattle, maybe like 3-2.
I was thinking 3-2 the other way.
3-2 Toronto.
3-2 Toronto.
Toronto
Little barn
does-
burner.
Toronto does the New York Giants and wins 3 road games and wins the
Yeah,
finals.
my G-men. I've seen this before, so.
Whoa.
Don't be hating out there. We tried to knock the Cowboys off for you last night.
Record don't lie.
but-
But yeah, Seattle I think has a good chance. But I think it's going to be an awesome game regardless.
yeah.
So
everybody tune in
3 o'clock ABC
Sunday.
Sunday.
It's only 2 hours.
That's the
of
good
your
part
life.
about soccer.
Maybe two and a
You know,
half
it's going to
if it
be
goes
just 2.
overtime. Yeah.
Unless they have some crazy halftime performance from like Pearl Jam. They're
They
from
would.
Seattle.
Yeah, they would bring out Pearl Jam.
All right. So, do you want to talk a little bit about some of the hot topics, like the Balotelli thing, quick?
Yeah, we could do that in a quick Q&A, and then
Mhm.
we'll get into Prem. I don't want to be running down so late like we had to do last week. We were
True.
really up against the wire last week.
Or Ralphie, do you want to update
we-
us on the polls then?
Yeah, I'll get them up real
Cool.
quick.
Cool. So while
yeah.
we're waiting on that, if anybody didn't see in the world of soccer, and as we all know, we've been talking about it for weeks now, this racism has been a giant issue, way worse than what we tend to experience as American sports fans. We kind of have a limit here to where we don't do racial chants in the stands,
Yeah.
but a lot of these countries don't really seem to care. We just had this incident with Belarus on the national stage.
Yep.
And for most of you who don't know,
And Bulgaria just got fined too by
Bulgaria, the Italian league is very tough on their African American players, which is a shame, especially because some of them actually play for their national team and have been really good for their national team. And one of them is Mario Balotelli. And finally, this week in the game, he just couldn't take it anymore. He dribbled the ball up to the baseline, basically, leaned down, picked it up, punted it in the stands, walked off behind the goal, and basically said, "I'm done. I'm not playing this game. I refuse to play this game." And I guess the only bright spot that I saw was he was consoled by not only his team, but the entire other team.
Yeah. We're like, please stay on. Like.
Yeah, and like begging their fans to shut the hell up
Mhm.
and like not have this legend of Italian soccer, because that's what he is.
Yeah. For
black,
those
white, or
who
whatever.
don't know, if you watched the World Cup, what was that? 2010 when he took his shirt off
Yeah.
and and he was
Dude,
like,
with the blonde mohawk.
he had like a 10-pack.
Yeah, the dude was an
That's
absolute,
Mario Balotelli.
He's
for
been
those
a
that don't
monster
know.
in this game for 15 years now.
And he is Italian, mind you.
Yeah, like
was born in Italy.
full-blooded Italian. Yeah, like he's just, and unfortunately he couldn't take it anymore, and the ref wasn't doing what these new protocols call for, so he took it upon himself, and I give him mad credit and big ups for basically taking the game and saying, "Fuck this game, we're done. I'm done. You can pull me off the pitch, you can play without me, but I'm not going to sit here and listen to this. I shouldn't have to. It's a sporting event." And yeah, man. So
Yeah, it was. It's rough to. It always is rough to see that shit because the man is Italian. He was born in Italy, and there's some Hellas Verona, which was the team that racially abused him. It's just they basically were yelling at him, saying that you'll never be like Italian to a lot of Italians, and I heard that. Somebody said that northern Italy is kind of on the little bit of racist up towards that way for whatever reason. I don't know why. But we saw it last year in Turin where Moses Keane, who played for Juventus, by his own fans, got racially abused.
yeah,
By his own fans. And again, it's the northern Italy part, Turin. This was in Verona. And to have that happen again, it's just like, come on. Like, the good news is that after the game, the Hellas Verona, the club itself didn't really do much and didn't really say anything. But I did see today that they did suspend the Ultra, which is basically like the big fan club and supporters of a team. They just call them the Ultras. They suspended the lead Ultra. He's banned from Hellas Verona games for 11 years, I saw.
yeah. So they did something about it.
So So they did something about it, but I think they had to.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a little bit of an uproar to be light.
Yeah.
So I think the club had to do something. So yeah, it just, you don't want to see this, and it keeps happening, especially in Italy.
Yeah. I'm just glad that guys are making stands. That's
Yeah.
all. It's good to see that somebody actually disrupted a game and basically said,
Threatened to just leave the
yeah,
field.
like this is more than a game. Like I will walk off this field and I will leave this team, and he could go play anywhere, so he doesn't have to be there.
I was gonna say, I just hope, even like everybody that, African American players in Italy would rally around them and be like, well, maybe we're not going to play the rest of the season.
There aren't that many anymore because
No.
they don't want to be, and that's hurting that league too. Which, if I was a fan of that league, I would be upset because it's really starting to kill that league.
Yeah.
Guys just don't want to go to those teams and deal with that shit. So.
Yeah, it's just wild because he was a hero in Italy.
Yeah.
Like full blown, born and bred in Italy, and it's
But
just
even
like,
then, he wasn't getting the love that he should have.
yeah. It's the color of your skin shouldn't define
No.
Like-
So he's a hell of a player.
he is, and props to him for standing up for it, and I'm sure he's got the back of pretty much everybody in the footballing world, and we've seen their slogans say no to racism and everything. It's just, you just hate to see it, and it keeps happening. So is there anything, I guess, they can do besides fining the guy and banning him?
No, there's nothing really they can do other than do these closed stadiums now, which they've done in the past too. Where
and
they'll
it's
make
the
them
one
play
bad
the game.
apple that's going to start affecting the whole fan base, because like you said, they're going to start just being like, well, we're not going to play the next 3, 4, 5 home matches with any fans. If you're going to keep doing this, and again, one bad apple is going to ruin it for the group.
And that sucks for the players. It sucks for the fans that don't do that shit. So.
And the season ticket holders that have tickets that that are going
they
to
get nothing for them.
So,
all right. So questions.
Yeah, so the poll question on Facebook that Jamie Vardy will win the Golden Boot, 33% say disagree, 67% say agree.
Mm-hmm.
And then the poll question on YouTube, the VAR poll question, 50-50 so far.
50-50. All right.
And then also we have some comments on YouTube as well.
Cool.
Philly Sports Passion 85 says, "What's up, Brian and Adam?" He's
What's up, bro?
He's getting ready for the City versus Liverpool game this Sunday.
Oh, hell yeah.
Nice.
And then he also says that Pittsburgh will probably get a team for the MLS as well.
Ooh, that'd be cool.
That would be very nice.
The Riverhounds.
Get a little Pittsburgh Philly rivalry going again there too.
Yeah, I actually would like that.
Yeah.
What was that, guys? I should just go to the YouTube page.
Philly Sports Passion 85.
Yeah.
Oh.
Great questions.
I do like that, though, the Pittsburgh idea. I think that would be awesome because they have a great complex, I think, right on the river there
Yeah.
that the amazing Pittsburgh Riverhounds play at. And they've been pretty solid over the years.
I had one Q&A that I kind of left off the table, and I'll just bring it up real quick, was one of our super fans, Eric, had basically asked me, and I think it's probably a good time for us to transition to it real quick, and then we'll get into this Premier League. With MLS ending, there's going to be some open space for us to talk about. And
By the way, that was Eric.
Oh, okay. So that was Eric on there. So
Yeah.
this is Eric's getting doubled up. He comes in under Philly sports fan. We
Throwing
know
us
him as
off, bro.
Eric. He's such a good fan that he is in our personal Facebooks and he messages us every once in a while. So we really appreciate him.
What's up, dude?
He basically, not really as much of a question, but kind of, do we have like Bundesliga teams? So with MLS ending, it's going to open up the doors for us to be able to talk a little bit more about some other leagues, including the Bundesliga, Champions League, which we saw some good Champions League games today. So the answer is yes, we do have Bundesliga teams. Adam's is Dortmund. Mine's tough. Mine's Bayern, and mine's Bayern because I've been a German soccer fan for years now, and generally the best German talent played on Bayern. So whenever I wanted to watch my guys play on club level, I was watching Bayern ultimately. But I do have a little bit of love for Red Bull Leipzig. Once you're in that Red Bull family, you kind of have to keep it in the family. So with them and Salzburg in the Austrian league, I've kind of developed a little love for them. So yes, I do have my Bayern pants on today, and they are my squad. They're kind of like the New York Yankees of German soccer. They buy their championships. They dominate pretty much every year. So I've developed that little bit of love for Leipzig too.
Red Bull Leipzig.
So yeah, that's all.
Yeah, Dortmund. That's my squatty.
Yeah, who had a big win, big comeback win today in
They
Champions
beat Inter.
League against Inter. So
Yeah, once MLS ends this week, I think we're going to, especially, they're doing it to us again. there's another international break
Yeah, I
coming up.
know.
So we're going to have a lot of
that means my shirt gets to come back out.
That's true.
My international break shirt.
So we get to talk about our lovely U.S. men's national team again.
Yeah.
I guess that would be, when is that? The 11th, I think they play Canada or Cuba or both.
Yeah, we got that back-to-back stretch again. And they are so due.
We get Canada at home.
Yeah.
Okay.
Thanks, bro. Later. It's time. We're going to get that chance for redemption against these Canadians.
We hope so.
We're getting the chance. I said we're not getting redemption. I said we're getting the chance for redemption.
Oh, my God.
We're going to lose again. Watch. Just watch. We're going to lose again. We're going to dominate Cuba, and we're going to lose again.
You're going to see us come in here livid as hell, and I hope Greg Berghalter would get fired then.
I'm going to say it right now. I'll paint a red Canadian maple leaf on my face for that show if we lose to Canada again.
You heard it here first.
You heard it. Write it down. Book it. I will do the entire show with that on my face.
And you have to speak like a Canadian the whole time,
I can do it, I'll sing the anthem.
Ooh.
Actually, they were talking about that on a Philly sports radio the other day.
I probably do know the anthem from going to so many hockey games.
They said it is, and they're right. It's a better anthem than our anthem. Like, it's just more passionate.
Short and sweet.
Yeah. I actually got fired for a job for singing it. Long story. We're not going to get into that now, but it was a hockey.
Maybe next time.
Yeah, it was a hockey thing, and a lot of my favorite players are Canadian, and they beat U.S., and they were getting their gold medal, and I got happy and sung, and people didn't like it. And there was an argument, but anyway.
Eric just said his team is Dortmund, too.
Yeah, I didn't say that, did I? He told me that in the text the other day.
Ah.
But you guys had something in common with Dortmund and Dortmund.
And he's a Union fan now because of your bet you made with him.
Yeah, that's fine. He can be miserable as a Union fan now.
This guy. After losing to us as well,
I
he's
know.
talking shit.
Oh, we shit the bed twice to you this year with 2-goal leads at home or on the road and let you back in both. So we'll see. It's gonna be an interesting offseason.
Nobody comes into town and runs shit.
No, apparently not. Speaking of running shit, we got to run down this table, bro.
Yeah, let's do the games for week 12 here coming up, yeah?
Yeah.
Let me get to
Did you decide, are we picking this?
the games.
Are we picking the first one or are we picking the one from Sunday?
I don't really want to pick this one.
Okay, then we'll pick the one we talked about from Sunday.
This one's too much of a shitter.
It is. This is literally like we talk about shit on shit. This is it, man.
This is it. So, all right, week 12, here we go. There's a Friday game this week.
It is a Friday game, and unfortunately for...
It's a Friday to forget.
Yeah, like
Instead
I
of
would love to
remember.
be able to like sit down and just like be like midday Friday, watch a game, but I'm going to for the job, but there's no excitement here.
Friday, 3 o'clock. I might be traveling, so I don't know if I'll watch.
You're all right. You're going to score just as many goals traveling that is going to happen in this game.
Probably.
I see this has 0-0 draw written all over it.
So, yeah, Friday at 3, Norwich and Watford.
Yeah.
Lead us off.
The two worst teams in the table right now, 19 and 20.
This is like what we call the toilet bowl.
Yeah. Hey, Norwich at least has 2 wins.
They haven't scored in like 4 games.
I know they haven't. It's pretty bad. It's going to be bad. Somebody's going to come out of here.
Toilet bowl.
Somebody
the
could
shit
sneak
bowl,
out of here with 3 points.
the trash can.
This could be big for somebody, one of these two teams, to get 3 points.
Maybe like right the ship and like go on a nice win streak.
Yeah. I feel if you're the coach of both these teams, you just
No.
push everybody forward. And who cares if you lose?
Both teams are going to attack.
Right, you try to score. Like, you try to score and you try and win this game. You don't sit back on this game.
It's going to be like a 3-on-3 hockey game.
Yeah.
Just
this
back
could
and
be like a
forth, back and forth,
4-4
up and
game,
down.
or it could be a 0-0 game. Or
It's going to be a snoozer.
It's going to be ugly.
But yeah, that's a great game to start us off.
There's a lot of good games Saturday, though.
The breakfast game, 7:30 on Saturday. Chelsea hosts Crystal Palace.
Oh, man. Chelsea is just on absolute fire.
At home, too. Palace has been kind
playing
of
well, not as great on the road. I could see Chelsea handling their business and continue to just roll and put separation in this top 4.
I agree. I think that Palace has a lot of soul-searching to do here if they lose this one.
They're going to start, I think, dropping down the table a little bit. Sticking up in that 6th spot wasn't
And
realistic.
Roy
to
Hodgson
be
is
honest.
just not – He's just not that great.
Did you see what he said
He
before the
gets
game?
recycled around the league like he's a fucking hoe.
Who was their coach
It's-
last? Who was their coach last year? He was making big money. I can't think of the name.
I forget.
Or no, it was Roy. Roy was still there. I'm thinking of the
Roy's
other. I'm
coached
thinking
like
of
a million
Newcastle.
teams
Yeah, I'm
in
thinking
the
of
league.
Newcastle. There was something said in one of the games, but
Yeah, Chelsea easily. No, even because Palace isn't scoring either.
yeah,
They're one of those teams that just Zaha. He hasn't been really much of anything.
no,
So
he's gone kind of cold. He woke up there for a minute and then
and Chelsea's hot right now.
yeah, Chelsea is hot. They're a team to bet on if you're gonna play some bets.
I was gonna say we're not gonna do this.
No,
one.
we're not picking this one, but I would definitely see them rolling to a
If Palace was doing better, I might have thought about it. But
to a pretty decent victory. So
yeah.
next
What
up,
else? Oh, Burnley and West Ham at 10 o'clock.
two teams that have not been playing well at all.
This is a game where a win for one of those might put a little confidence, and then the loser would be like, wow, we really suck.
Yeah, well, West Ham hasn't won in over a month.
Mm-hmm.
Burnley hasn't won in a month.
I was going to say they've pretty much been the same.
Yeah,
They really are like identical teams.
yeah.
Teams that are been struggling mightily.
Not a lot of talent anywhere on the field, but not bad anywhere on the field.
It's like Chris Wood's been scoring, but he's been hurt.
Yeah. Sebastian Haller was scoring for West Ham, but that's slowed
the
down.
first 2-3 weeks.
Yeah, so it's just like where are they going to find goals, and are they going to not let up goals, because they've both been letting up goals too. It's not like they've been playing close 1-0
Yeah, Burnley's
losses.
been leaking in a lot of goals.
Yeah, and West Ham did too. West Ham let up 3 to Newcastle. Newcastle hasn't scored more than 1 pretty much all year.
Very true.
And they let up 3 in 50 minutes. So this could be an anyway game too. We're not picking this one.
Nah.
Another one that we're not going to pick is Newcastle Bournemouth.
Yeah.
Another two teams that are. It's like what do you call here?
Newcastle at St. James's Park.
Yeah, I mean they just come off a nice big win on the road against West Ham.
Mm-hmm.
Bournemouth comes off a win against United.
Mm-hmm.
And you could get either or out of either of these teams.
I was going to say the Bournemouth team that's not conceding any goals, but certainly they've had 1 goal in 3 games. So
And Newcastle generally doesn't score until
Newcastle
this
does
last
not
game.
score.
So who knows what you're going to get out of this one.
I see a nice Cherries win.
You think so?
Yeah.
Like a 2-1,
Yeah.
2-0 type?
Yeah, maybe Callum Wilson finally comes back and
Yeah, he was hot for a while there and it's been
kinda cooled
slowing
off.
down. Yeah.
even this next game though, Southampton Everton.
Yeah, dude, that's right now they're 2 bottom teams. Everton is just outside the bottom 3, and Hampton is right in that mix of the bottom 3. Again, another team that hasn't won in over a month.
Mm-hmm.
At least Everton is dreadfully inconsistent, but they win, lose, win, lose, win, lose.
Right.
I don't know. I can't see Everton losing this game. Maybe a draw.
I could.
Maybe a draw. Maybe a road win.
Yeah, Southampton's just been so bad. Home, away, it doesn't matter. They just
Yeah.
got thrashed at home by Leicester 9-0. So,
Yeah, I don't know, man.
it'll probably be raining on the South Coast because it seems to always.
They put up a great effort against City, but it was not enough. And
There's just no way. Even though Everton, I know, games that they're supposed to win, they lose.
yeah,
And games they're not supposed to, they win. And maybe they'll rally around Andre Gomez. I said it right this time. You never know.
play for their broken brethren.
He'll be on the side.
Yeah.
My poor ankle.
I think he'll be up in a booth somewhere in a
I'm
hospital,
sure
probably
he's
recovering
yeah.
still.
I don't think he would travel to Southampton.
I don't know. He's not traveling for this one.
Probably not.
So our first pick'em of the week is
Spurs, Sheffield. Spurs at home. They haven't done much of anything. Sheffield is actually doing better than Spurs this year. Who'd have thunk?
I love it.
So, wow. This is a...
What are you gonna do?
I don't
Who's
even
picking
know.
first on this one?
I think you should. I definitely picked first last time.
All right, good, because then I don't have to pick
volunteered.
first on the next one, which is perfect for me.
True.
So I'm going to pick first. Everybody knows how I pick. Everybody knows there's zero chance that I am picking the Spurs in this game. I am not even going to pussy out and pull my draw card, which I just thought of a good idea. I'm getting us a draw card, so when we do pull our – me and Adam kind of have an unwritten rule in these picks that you can each pick one draw out of these 4 games a week. We've never really picked more than 2 or 1 a person.
So
we call it a draw card. I actually have a card that says draw from an Uno game that I'm going to bring, so we can pull our draw card.
Do I have to draw 4?
You got to draw 4. So I am going to ride these hot blades. This could even be the week that they pass my Gunners in the standings. And I am going
I hope so.
to say a 1-0 Sheffield United win. They continue to play their solid defense that they've been playing. They find a goal. Maybe Lundstrom grabs one again. And, yeah, let's go Blades. 1-0. Pressure's on.
I can't believe I'm going to do this. I'm going to go against Sheffield.
I know you are, because you're going for points. You're trying to think logically.
I mean, if Spurs don't get this win at home, you might as well call it the season. It's over. Stick a fork in them. But I'm going to say 2-1 Spurs.
Okay.
I think they finally, pull their heads out of their asses and maybe win. Maybe.
Yeah.
It's a win-win for me because I could, if they lose, I'm like, yeah.
The Blades got them.
If
if
Sheffield
they win, you get your points.
Yeah.
So, all right.
Hey, main game on Saturday, 12:30. Leicester hosts the Gunners.
Yes, you can catch this one on ABC. It's always the
NBC.
Or NBC. I'm going to say ABC.
Talking
always
too much about ABC.
Yeah, it's always your highlight game on NBC. So 12:30.
So the Foxes, they've been hot home away. Doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Consistent as all hell. Arsenal consistently drawing. They're runners-up draw kings. We've decided that.
Yes.
Shit.
You're picking this one first there.
There's no way I can go against Leicester at this point because they have been we've both been kind of riding them.
Oh, absolutely.
For points this year. So, honestly, damn. How many are they going to put up on Arsenal?
At the King Power.
Man, I might go something crazy. I'm going to go 3-2 Leicester.
Oh, God.
I really
You think there's going to be that much, huh?
I don't know.
There
Knowing
could be.
Arsenal,
Oh.
it might be 1.
There
so.
easily could be. I'm going to pussy out on this one.
Not the
And
draw card.
I'm pulling the draw card.
And man, what a safe Sally.
I am being because you know what? I'm not picking Arsenal, and I can't pick against Leicester the way they've been so good for me this year.
That's safe.
And Arsenal is the draw kings, runner-ups, the draw princes, as we should say. So I'm going to go with the 2-2. Keep that third goal off the board.
Got it.
Go 2-2 on the road at King Power. This would actually be a point I'd be happy with. And, yeah.
Alrighty.
We keep it moving to Sunday. 3 games slated for Sunday.
Yeah, 9 o'clock.
2 9-o'clockers.
Man United host those Brighton Gulls.
And that's the other one we're picking.
We are going to pick that.
Game 3 that we're picking out of the 4.
You're up, bud. United at home against a Brighton team that is hot.
Dude, these goals are on fire. Winners of 3 of the last 4.
Mm-hmm.
United was on a 3-game win streak. They go back to their losing ways again.
Yep.
To not such a good team. I am going to say a 2-1 Brighton road win. Goals just keep on chirping.
That'd be impressive.
I am getting a little loose this week after getting my lead back.
That's extremely loose.
I'm going very loose, and I'm putting my lead on the line. 2-1.
Oh man.
Goals.
I'm gonna go 1-0 United.
Safe.
Don't let me down. Even though I know they're going to. Because that's what United does. They just let me down.
Yeah.
What is it? 9 o'clock. We got Wolves and Villa. Wolves at home. Villa's been kind of like playing competitively, but not getting the results that they've been needing. I think Wolves, knowing them, the draw Kings, they'll probably draw like 1-1 again.
If I had $1,000, I would say this is a 0-0 game at halftime.
You think so?
With Villa not allowing a goal before the half and Wolves not being able to score.
I think it would be like 1-1.
If you can get a prop bet for this game.
Right there.
Yeah, there you
ETS
go.
Sports Picks.
Yeah, you can.
Promo code A2D, 20% off.
You're looking at a 0-0 first half and maybe, 1-1 draw or a 1-0 victory for one of these teams.
Written all over it.
Yeah, maybe Villa gets one early in the second half. And
maybe
then
Johnny McGinn.
Jimenez grabs his
You
late
know
game tire. And
it's going to come.
Yeah, so.
I'm going to say, hey, man, how about that 1-1 draw?
And then we got the big
How
game
about
of
the
week.
big dog game? Liverpool and Man City.
Oh, you get 2 a year. So here comes the first
Top
one.
two, the alphas of the league the past couple years.
At
Liverpool
Anfield.
at home. Man.
Oh, you got to pick this one first. That
Oh,
one,
shit.
I like that.
Damn it.
Yeah.
I got to hurry up because we still have yellow, red
Yeah,
card.
we do.
It's tough to really pick against Liverpool, I guess, at this point. But I think this will be a thriller of a game. But I might pull my draw card on this one, even though I know
I thought about saving mine for here.
I know there's probably going to be a result either way. I don't see these teams drawing, but fuck. I'm just going to be another safe Sally and go 2-2.
Yeah, and I'll grab that third goal then that you did in the Arsenal game.
Which
and
way?
Liverpool.
The Poo 3-2. Yeah, that's a hell of a game to end the weekend.
Yeah.
And perfect. There's no Eagles games, Philly fans. So
Yeah, so all you local watchers, this is a perfect
Please
opportunity.
watch
You can watch
NBC,
some Premier League in the morning.
11:30.
Then you can watch this at 11:30, and then you can watch the MLS Finals at 3 o'clock.
Is there?
And by then you'll have an
Oh,
understanding.
that's a perfect
for the
doubleheader
game.
too.
Yeah, like you're just gonna run one right into the other. This is a great time to get into this game. And hit us up. Hit me up on the Twitter, on the IG for Adam, on the Facebook page, all Kicking It Stateside. You can hit us up on the A2D as well. You can always put comments even after the recorded version of this show. I usually check back in during the week to see if anybody liked or had additional comments on YouTube, Twitter as well. Do we have any finals on the polls before we hit the red card, yellow card real fast?
It's all the same. Still the same.
Everything
Yep.
stayed the same.
Yep.
So, all right.
No Jamie Vardy golden boot.
I didn't answer that. I'll answer it super quick. I don't think he's going to, and not because I think he's going to be competitive in it, but you got Aguero, you got Tammy still scoring, you got Aubameyang still scoring, the two from Liverpool and Sane and Mane. It's going to be tough to win that.
I think he does. I think he just continues to be really hot.
You want him to because that's your fantasy
My man.
beast. So, yellow card, red card, I'm keeping mine very simple.
I think we're going to go same with the red.
Yeah, I think so. Yellow card, I'm putting my Gunners on notice again.
Yeah.
We had a captain.
Unai.
We
put him
lost
up.
a captain. They stripped
yeah.
him of his captaincy after his bitch move last week.
Chaka.
Aubameyang is the captain. It's time to turn it around. Let's beat Leicester. I know I picked a draw, but I'd rather lose my pick and get a win. Let's go, Gunners.
Mine's not that dramatic, but I'm going to give my yell to LAFC. After dominating the MLS for the whole season, they won the West by like 16 with like a plus 50 goal differential. Everyone's thinking you're the golden child of the league. Vela wins MVP, and then you lose in the Western Finals, and you don't get to the final. Disappointing. I think that's just unacceptable, honestly. So, yeah, LAFC, yellow card for me, man.
And I think we can share this red card.
Yay!
Yay!
But not yay because it's a very bad topic.
Yeah, basically the whole Italian league and where it's going in this.
The Hellas Verona Ultra is definitely red card.
Yeah,
on that.
the racism throughout the sport, it needs to end.
That whole thing.
In
yeah.
all leagues. Let's move on and get this shit going.
Yeah, we need racism out of the game because it's too beautiful of a game to have this bullshit keep coming up.
Yeah, no one wants this black cloud hanging over the head.
Exactly.
So, and
Yeah.
go Penn soccer.
Well, look at those fresh scarves.
Yeah. Penn's got a couple big games coming up, could make the tournament after a big upset over Yale last week. So
Yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it, man.
I think that's going to be it for us.
Hell yeah.
at the Kickin' at Stateside zone here.
Another beautiful week.
Another beautiful week. We'll come back next week. We'll talk a little Week 12, and we'll talk a little U.S. men's national team, too, next week.
And we'll have an
with the
MLS champion.
Yes, we will crown that as well.
Yes.
So have a great week, everybody, and we will see you guys next Tuesday.
Later.